Life Lesson Friday episode of the Confidence Through Health podcast. There are times in our lives when we want something really badly. And when it comes to not material things, but goals, we want to have successes in certain areas of our lives. When it comes to those things, we have to follow the plan and we have to understand what it takes for the plan to actually come to fruition. And a lot of times that depends on our current situation, right? Our starting point and and the things that we have, the tools we already have in our toolbox. And so this is why we can't compare ourselves to other people along the journey if we're all going for the same goal. If multiple people are going for the same goal, for the same idea that like this is what I want to achieve at this point in my life, we all are coming though from a different starting point. And so you can't look at it and say, oh, well, this person's only doing this much. So if I do a little bit more, I'll be okay because I'll get there. But you don't know what their tools are to start with. Maybe they don't need to do that much because the situation that they're in is a closer starting point to the goal than where you're at. And a lot of times we look at things like they are, and I get it. I'm a runner, and I coach a lot of athletes that are runners, um, along with everything else I do. And so I like to use running as an analogy, but it's so true in this situation in that if you're going to run a 5K, a local 5K, whether it's a for a specific cause or you're actually trying to race, everybody's coming to that starting line with a different level of preparation. Some people, like myself, may be coming to it having run 50 miles a week for the last 10 weeks. Other people may be coming off an injury and trying to just go, I just want to check my fitness and see where I'm at and be able to put the plan together so that the next 5K I can go after it, right? Some people are just, hey, I'm just starting out. I'm just starting out. I'm just trying to get my life back in a health perspective. And I just want to come and have fun and just say that I did something. So everybody's coming at a different level of preparation at a different starting point. What you have to remember as you take off and you start heading towards that goal is that it's you've got to evaluate yourself and your performance based on you, based on what preparation you did to get there. And then when you go backwards to say, okay, here was the outcome, right? And now that you can look at this from anything, it's not just running. Here's the outcome that I got out of this job, out of this relationship, out of this financial situation, out of whatever it is. Here's the outcome I got. And if it's not the outcome that you wanted, or even maybe if it is the outcome you wanted, you look back and go, okay, what did I do to prep myself to then say, this is what I got? If you don't look backwards to see what got you where you are, it's really hard to build to the next step. And even when you go out there and you're successful and you say, this is what I want to achieve, and you get to go, check mark, I achieved it. You still want to look back and go, okay, did I do this as efficiently as I could? Because guess what? Tomorrow you're going to wake up and there's going to be another goal and there's going to be another thing that you want to achieve. And it may be in the same area of life, it may be in a different area of life. But if you aren't learning from the things that you do that get you where you are, then, that phrase that history repeats itself, like if you don't learn from those mistakes, you're going to keep making those mistakes that don't get you where you want to be. And the neat thing about life is that a lot of times these mistakes can be transferred through all different types of scenarios and situations in our lives. And so if we see something that is not doing well in our process or our journey towards our health or our fitness or any of that can oftentimes be related to well, how is my journey going in my relationships? How is my journey going in my career? How is my journey going in my parenting? There's so many ways that these things can intertwine. And yes, are the steps different? Absolutely, right? The steps, the actual step that you're taking is different because going on a 3 mile jog is going to help your fitness. That may or may not help your relationship, may or may not help your career, probably will, but may or may not, right? May or may not help your parenting, probably will, because you're going to relieve some stress, but it's doing it in a different area, different way, right? The thing we all have to remember though is that no matter how fast you achieve something, right? You go out and run a 5K, no matter how fast you achieve it, if you cross the start line and you cross the finish line, you achieved something, right? You completed something. And a lot of times that's more important than anything else. It's did you complete something? And so looking at it and saying, okay, obviously we have goals, right? You live your life, you have goals. There's things you want to attain, there's want to achieve. Getting there in a timely fashion, getting there in a quote easy fashion, right? Avoiding obstacles, not having setbacks, not making mistakes that up, that upset everything in the apple cart, right? It's can we first off accept the fact that we made the goal? Then we look back and say, okay, how can we improve when we go after the next goal? How can we improve the journey? What obstacles, what setbacks, what things did I not overcome? Or did I not overcome in a good way, right? Or did I let them set me back longer than they should have? All of these things, right? And so it's like taking that, obviously we want to be prepared, but taking that retrospective look and saying, okay, here's where I need to change. So when we look at our goals, when we look at what we want to achieve, it's great to have those things. Once we get there, we've got to look back and say, how can we improve on ourselves as we move to the next level? Because there hopefully will be a tomorrow for all of us. We have to live in today and learn from today to make the most out of tomorrow. So that's a life lesson Friday for this episode of the Confidence to Health podcast.